everyone, it's Hannah from Hand Jam Crochet, and today we are making this super quick and easy Deidra headband. Now it's a crocheted headband that we have a twist in the middle of it, but don't be worried by this. It's a really straightforward, in fact I'll show you, it's a straightforward rectangle of fabric which we are then going to twist in the middle and join together to create this headband. Now the pattern, which I will link in the description below, is available in a number of places, and it comes in lots of different sizes, right from baby through to large adult. And the other great thing about this is you can make it as deep or as not deep, what's the other word, as thin as you would like it to be. So you can really tailor this to suit whoever it is that you're making it for. Now to make the headbands, we are going to need a 4mm crochet hook, or the hook that matches the gauge. You'll need a pair of scissors and a needle for your ends. I've chosen to use this beautiful new yarn from Coco and Hobbii. It's 100% merino wool and it's absolutely gorgeous to work with. It's a sport weight yarn and you get plenty of yardage on the ball, and it comes in the most glorious colours. So I'll also link all the information for where to get that in the description below as well. As you'll see in the pattern, the headband needs a stitch multiple of 6. So to begin our foundation chain, whichever size you're making, your foundation chain is going to be a multiple of 6 plus 1 at the end. So we'll begin with putting a slip knot on the hook, and then you're going to chain out however many it tells you for the size that you're making. So I'm going to start making the toddler size one here. So for that, I need to chain 79. So then when you've got your chain to the length it needs to be, we're going to start working back along them, and I like to work in the back bumps, so swivel over and work in these back bumps here. And I'm going to work a yarn over slip stitch in the back loop only, not the back loop, Hannah, in the back bump of the second and each of the chains along. So I've yarned over, and then I'm going to go into that back bump, then yarn over again, and then I'm going to pull through everything. And now I do find in this first row, in order to get them to pull through nice and neatly, you just need to tether it down like I did there. I'll show you with another one. So we yarn over into that back bump, yarn over, and then pull through. So then just keep it nice and steady. Yarn over, go through, yarn over, and pull through everything. Now just take it nice and steady for this row. If you want to twist at the back there, that sometimes works nicely too, gives you a bit more space. I'll just show you that one again, yarn over and pull through there at the back. So then that's all we need to do for this row. Just work until you've got all of those chains with a yarn over slip stitch in them. So here we are then at the end of that row, and we are going to turn, and then this next row is going to be where we start working what I've called our faux cables. So this section here is actually all one row, and we're going to go back and forth and pile our stitches on top of each other, and I promise you it's much easier than it looks. Let me show you how we do it. So to begin with, we are going to do, as you can see here, a few stitches at the beginning, and then we'll mirror that at the end just in our plain stitches, because then that's what will be the twist in the middle of the headband. So all of our sizes, we're going to begin with our second row working a chain 1, and then we're going to work a half double crochet in the back loop only. So as we turn our stitches, so we can see the top of them, we're going to this furthest loop away from us. So we're going to work 1, 2, there's 3, 4, oops, nearly 5, and 6. So that's our first set of 6 half double crochets so that we can start the row as we have here. Now it comes to our faux cable section, and now bear with me on this, you'll be doing this lots, so once you've got this down pat you'll be absolutely fine, but to start with it will feel very bizarre and perhaps unlike anything you've ever done before in crochet, but how cool and exciting is that? She says, hopefully. So we're going to begin by working the next 5 stitches. We're going to work a half double crochet in the back loop of them. So we just go in our number 1, and then 2, 3, 4 and 5. And at that point we are going to stop and we're going to turn. So we're going to be working what's called short rows here. And then what we have now are the 5 stitches that we've just done. But to begin the next part of this, we're actually going to ignore that first stitch. So we're going to skip the first stitch that is next to our hook here. And we're going to work into the next 4. So 1, 2, 3 and 4. And we're going to work a half double crochet in the 3rd loop only. So our 3rd loop is this loop right at the front. It's at the front, which is really inconvenient because actually this is the front loop and this is the back loop if we stand them on their end. And this rotated round here is the 3rd loop. So when we're working like this, it's the very first loop that you come to. So I've skipped that first stitch and then into the 2nd, into the 3rd, the 4th, and then the 5th of those 5 that we worked. I've done a half double crochet into the 3rd loop only. And then, stick with me, we're going to turn. And we're going to carry on working. And in this instance, as we start the row, we are going to chain 1, and then into the back loop only of the next 4, because we did 4 there, didn't we? 1, 2, 3 and 4. We're going to work a half double crochet. So there's 1 and then 2 into the back loop, 3 in the back loop there, and then 4. And sometimes you have to dig down for that 4th one there. Make sure you find it. Then, in order to get ourselves down to carry on and join for the rest of the row, we now need to work a half double crochet into the side of this 5th stitch that we made here. So remember we did 5 along here, but we only worked back into 4 of them there, and now we've done 4 here. And so this 5th stitch that we have here, we're going to work into the side of that stitch. So we yarn over, and we're going to work a half double crochet. You see I've split through the side of that stitch there. So that's 5 stitches we now have. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. And now we're going to join by working into the loop that's already attached. So give it a yank and you'll see this stitch here, this 5th stitch that's there, is attached to that loop that's moving already. So we're going to work a half double crochet 2 together in that loop and then the back loop only of the next stitch as well. So we yarn over and we pull up a loop, and then we're going to yarn over, go through, pull up another loop, and then we're going to yarn over and we're going to pull through all of them. And that is what we need to do in order to get this faux cable stitch. Now let's just go again because it will take some getting used to, but I promise once you have it, you'll be absolutely fine. So we need to work into 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. So the back loop only of the next 5 stitches. We have 1, there's 2, 3, 4, and that's 5. And then when you've done those 5, you're then ready to turn. And then remember we skipped the first stitch that we came to. So I'm doing nothing in this one at the moment. And then we're going to go in 1, 2, 3 and 4. So we're going to go down into that 3rd loop there. And work a half double crochet. 1, that's 2, 3 and 4. And then what we need to do is to attach, for this one and all the subsequent ones, we need to attach it to the previous faux cable stitch here. And to do that, I'm going to slip stitch into the 3rd loop of this stitch here, so of the preceding cable part. And then you're ready to turn. And because we've done that chain, the slip stitch, sorry, in there, we now don't need to do a chain one like we did at the beginning here, because we've already got some height to it. So we're now going to work in the back loop only of these 4. So we have 1, 2, 3, and 4. So a half double crochet in the back loop only of those. Then we're ready to find the side of that 5th stitch that we did. So down here, work a half double crochet in there. Then we're going to half double crochet 2 together over the stitch that one's joined to, and then the back loop only of the next. So we need to work just like this, a half double crochet 2 together. And that's all there is to it. So let's go one more and then you'll be away for the rest of the row. So we're going to half double crochet in the back loop of 5. Then we're ready to turn. Then we skip that first stitch and then we're going to work a half double crochet in the 3rd loop only of 4. Then we need to slip stitch in the 3rd loop of the next one. Then we're ready to turn. And we're going to work a half double crochet in the back loop only of 4. A half double crochet in the side of that stitch there. And then half double crochet in that stitch we're already attached to, and the back loop only of the next one. And that's all there is to it. You're going to carry on working along this row now up until you have 6 stitches left. And then when you have 6 stitches left, we're just going to work a half double crochet in the back loop only of each of them. But meet me back here and then we'll do that, and then we'll turn and work row 3. So here we are with row 2 complete now. I've done the half double crochet in the back loop only of the last 6 stitches, and now we're ready to turn and work row 3 together. And now row 3 is going to begin with a chain 1 and then a half double crochet in the back loop only of the first 6 stitches. So they're the edge ones. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And now we come to the faux cable stitches. So we have now sets of 6 of these stitches. And what for this row we're going to do is we're going to work in the 3rd loop of them. So remember, if we turn them onto their end, we have the back loop, we have the front loop, and then here facing up at us, we have the 3rd loop. So in the 3rd loop of this first stitch that we come to, I'm going to work a half double crochet in there. And then in the 3rd loop of the next 5, so to complete our set of 6 stitches, I'm going to work a yarn over slip stitch. So into that 3rd loop, yarn over and pull through. Into that 3rd loop, yarn over and pull through. So almost the same as a half double crochet, we just don't do that extra yarn over. So that is 5 of them. And then we come to the next set of 6. So we're going to work a half double crochet in the 3rd loop, which is this odd shape here that we have because of how the stitches work in the previous row. That's what the 3rd loop of that one looks like. And then into the 3rd loop, a yarn over slip stitch of the next 5. There's 2, 3, 4 and 5. So keep repeating that all the way across. So a half double crochet in the third loop there, and then a yarn over slip stitch in the third loop of 5. So carry on working that all the way until we get to the end here. So we're going to yarn over slip stitch into these 5, and then meet me back here and I'll show you what we do for the last stitches here. Here we are then. I've gone all the way along and I just have these last 6 stitches here to work, and they are going to get a half double crochet in the back loop only, but the first one we are going to work with another stitch as well, because you see we have all of the height now of this faux cable stitch, and so we're going to work a half double crochet 2 together across the side of this stitch. So the first stitch that we did of row 2, so go into that side there, yarn over and pull through, and then we're going to go into the back loop only of the next stitch that we have here. So we yarn over and pop through, and that's our half double crochet 2 together. And then we're going to yarn over and half double crochet in the back loop only of the remaining 5 stitches. And that is row 3 complete. So now we're ready to turn our work and work row 4. And row 4 begins with a chain 1. I say begins, row 4 is the same the whole way along. We're going to then work a half double crochet in the back loop only of each of our stitches across. You'll be very pleased to know that row 4 and row 5 are really nice and straightforward. It's just 2 and 3 that are the fiddlier bits, but then 4 and 5 are nice and plain sailing. So we work a half double crochet in the back loop only of each of our stitches across. So your stitch count will remain the same, we'll still have 6 stitches. So just work all the way along. Now we have row 4 complete, we're ready to turn, and row 5, I promised you, was a nice easy one again. We're going to chain 1, and then we're going to work a yarn over slip stitch in the back loop only of each stitch. So into that back loop, yarn over and pull through everything. Now, not like I did there. Remember to twist your work, and then you've got a bigger space there at the back of the stitch. So yarn over slip stitch in the back loop only of each of those stitches across. And then when you've done that for this row, that is it. We have got the stitch repeats there. So rows 2 to 5 become the pattern, and we repeat that. There is a standardized amount for certain heights of headbands, and that is all detailed within the pattern, but you can do as many or as few as you like. So this tiny one here, I've just done 2 repeats of it. This bigger one, we've got 4 repeats here, there's 3 repeats here. It's entirely up to you. Get to the height that you would like it to be, repeating rows 2 to 5, and then come back to me and I will show you how we twist and join it. Now, once you've finished your rectangular fabric and it's the size that you want it to be for your headband, you're going to have a nice long tail here at the end. So break your yarn, have a nice long tail, and put the thread on the needle ready to weave in. And then what we're going to do with the right side facing up at you, so then you're going to scoop these 2 ends together, and you're going to put them halfway across each other. So we've got half facing up here and we've got half down here. And then we are going to scoop this one around here so that it meets, and then scoop the other one around here so that it meets there. And then I'm going to just swivel around so I've got the right part of my yarn facing me. And then we're just going to make sure that we sew through all of the layers of the headband. So we've got 1, 2, 3 and 4 layers here now, and we're just going to sew through all of them. Now this is going to be on the inside, so don't worry too much about it being pretty. In fact, don't worry at all about it being pretty, because the most important thing is that it doesn't come undone. So go for it, making sure that each pass you go through all 4 of those layers and tug nice and tight. So 1, 2, 3, and then 4. And we're just going to do that nice and evenly all the way down. And then once that's done, just before you weave in this final end, I would turn it to the right side facing to make sure that you're happy with it. Happy with the fit, happy with the look, and happy with the whole thing. So that's our twist in the center, which I think looks fabulous. And I really am happy with it. I will try it on, make sure that I'm happy with the sizing of it, and then you can just weave in this final end and you are done. Thank you so much for joining me. I really hope you've enjoyed making this headband together. Come and find me on social media, show me your headband, show me any project that you've made with any of my patterns, and I will see you again soon.